Today I'm going to show you how to use the Sulky iron transfer pen with our pattern, Bless My Blooms, to create this beautiful piece of work. So your first step, because this is on linen, is to fuse a piece of ultra weft or armor weft or any weft project. It just gives it a little more stability. So I'm going to center that on there. And then using my iron with steam, I'm just going to kind of press that in place like that. And that's fused to that. Then I'm going to start working on my tracing. Our patterns come with it already reversed, so all of the hard work is done. And next we are going to take our iron transfer pen. I like to use the blue for this one. Iron, iron, iron. And then that is stuck together, and we're going to set that aside for a moment. We'll come back to that. So the next step is to take your pattern piece, which is already reversed for you. And you're going to use your Sulky iron-on transfer pen. I chose blue because it will it'll stand up off the green linen, and it'll be covered up by the color thread we'll be using. So then just simply take a piece of scratch paper and kind of press down on it to get the ink to come down. There we go. And then we're going to just trace around the outside oval. So you'll go all the way around the oval. And next we are going to take and we're going to go back to our linen. And this is going to seem kind of odd, but we do not want it to slip. So we're going to take just some regular old masking tape that everybody already has for something laying around the house. And I'm going to tape it to my ironing surface with the face up. And next we're going to take our pattern, which we've traced, and we're going to center it on top of our work. And once again, we're going to tape it down because we do not want it to slip, because we want our markings to be where we want them to be. Want it to be nice and secure. Luckily, masking tape is inexpensive. So then the next thing is to turn the steam off on your iron, because you do not want steam for this. And then just position it on top of your work and just fuse down. And I've discovered it takes between 4 and 8 seconds, somewhere in there, to get a nice bold line. And you can kind of tell when you're done because you can start seeing the line on the reverse side of your fabric. So I'll just keep doing this until I've made it all the way across. And you can kind of peek underneath and see how you're coming until you're all done. So just take your little scrap piece of paper and get the ink flowing really nicely. And then we're just going to trace. You'll want to trace your outside oval all the way around. And if you ever get an oops like that, I've discovered you can take a piece of masking tape. I'm glad that happened. Tape right over your oops and just draw your line where it needs to be. And the same thing, if your ink decides to blob when it's coming down, you can take and just put a piece of masking tape over it and keep going. So I need to bring some more ink down, I think. We'll start over here. Oops, I made another oopsie. Throw a piece of masking tape on it because we're masking it from showing through. And this outside oval is actually pretty precise because you're going to be cutting on that line. And then just trace away. And on this one, in the pattern, it'll say what you need to trace, what elements. And in this one, it's the stems, the outer oval, and the lettering. This lettering is pretty simple for me because this is actually my handwriting. So it kind of just flows naturally. Remember, a pattern is merely a suggestion. So if you decide you want something to look different, like let's say I want these two S's connected, go ahead, connect them. It's your project. Do what makes you happy. I think I want a little loop here like that, make it a little fancier. And last one. When you have everything just how you want it, it's time to transfer your design. Okay, now we're going to bring back our linen, which has the fusible on the back, and we are going to tape it to our ironing surface using our masking tape. Masking tape in this project is our friend. And the reason we're taping it down is because we don't want it to slip at all. We want our design to be nice and centered where we put it. So once you get your background taped down, take and center your traced piece on that, and now you're going to tape it down because we do not want, we're going to iron this and we don't want our design to slip. Perfect. So now everything is nice and secure and tight. Now when we fuse, you might want to do a trial just so you know exactly how long it takes. But I've discovered it takes between 5 and 10 seconds to get your design really nice and vibrant. And so we're going to use our iron without steam. And we're just going to kind of move it around the project. So a little bit of time here. And if you're looking at this thinking, what is on this sheet? It's just the pattern, so it's the tracing design and then the outline for the outer oval. So it's nothing that's really pertinent to this part. And you can kind of start to see when your design is transferred because you can kind of start to see the ink seeping through the paper and it will start showing up on this paper a little bit. And if you're curious like I am, you can kind of lift this up and peek a little. And not quite bright enough for me, so I'm going to hold it on there a little bit longer. And then you just keep going at this until it's as dark as you want it to be. So once you have everything just the way you want and you can see your design is traced as dark as you would like, remove the paper. There you go. And now if you look at it and say, oh my goodness, it's beautiful, but I just can't, when I'm stitching, I don't think I'll be able to make out that line right there, or that didn't transfer over quite right. I like to use a friction pen because it irons away. And you can just kind of take and fill in any lines. And now it's not going to work well because it's hot yet. Just fill in any lines that might be a little bit hard to see. Like up here, my oval is a little bit off, so I'm just going to take and fill that in a little bit. There we go. Just so that, and then down here, this stem is a little off. So you're just kind of filling in the lines if there's anything that didn't transfer as boldly as you would like. So that's it. Now you're ready to stitch.